And that word is together we win. She's a very busy person. She has several things to attend to today, but out of her busy schedule, she's coming here today to do us privilege. So together this afternoon, let's welcome Mrs. Oluwayomi Ute. Mayo Diploma. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Madam Nike. Thank you so much for having me on this call. And thank you to every single person that's taken out time this beautiful afternoon to share time with us. Yes, we are virtual, but we don't take your time for granted. Thank you so much for coming. Permit me to be talking to you today, but I'll be using the screen. Okay, I will mute everybody such so that we can all be together, and the hosts can unmute people when there is need for questions and answers and interaction. So please, I've muted everybody just so that we can all hear me and we will not have interactions. So we're in the new normal, and I'll be sharing my screen in a moment while I talk. Thank you once again for having me. Let me just go to my screen and I can take it from there. So this afternoon, I'll be talking to us on what I've called the changing face of the global economy. The changing face of the global economy, one person at a time. Changing the face, the changing face of global economy, yes, one person at a time. It's changing so fast, but interestingly, it's actually one person at a time. Well, thank you for introducing me. My name is Oluwayomi Ute, and I'm an administrator. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm also a proud minister of the gospel. I started out my working career with the prestigious Coopers & Lybrand auditing firm, now PricewaterhouseCoopers, from where I followed my passion in administration. Today, I hold an MBA from the Business School of Netherlands, in addition to quite a number of professional certifications I don't want to bore you with. I'm happily married, and it's my joy again to share with you. In this time, I'll be telling you a bit of my story and a bit of other people's stories. Thank you once again for having me, and I just trust God to add value to you this afternoon. So what's today's reality? Let's look at 30 years ago and compare it to today. 30 years ago, it was a time where you come out of school, almost immediately you are sure you are going for your National Youth Service if you've schooled in Nigeria and you live in Nigeria. And immediately you are done with that, you can almost be sure you are getting a job. Actually, 30 years ago, interviews started while you were in school. So by your final year, you start applying and you start going for interviews. By your youth corps year, a good percentage, not all, is sure of where they are going. But what's happening today? What's the fate of a new graduate? Maybe that's even taking it too far. What's the fate of a secondary school leaver? How sure is that secondary school leaver? How sure is that person of getting into university the very next session? Then when you go through the university, how sure are you knowing that you graduate in 4 years? And when you're out of graduate university, you're sure you get a job immediately. How sure are you? Which jobs are actually available? I mean, the norm a few years back, 30, 40 years back, was go to school, read, pass, qualify, get a job, work for 35 years, retire, and live happily on your pension. But what is today's reality? What is today's reality? And this is practically, and honestly, what jolted me to veer off into entrepreneurship. I mean, I grew up knowing that what to do was to go to school, ensure you get good grades. So I will do all my playing, but when it's exam time, I'll make sure I read and pass. I know that I'm out of uni. I mean, my senior sisters, while they were in youth corps, bought their cars. So I was expecting the same thing. I finished uni in 1989. And by 89, yeah, that same 89, I went for my service year. By 1990, I was out of service, clear, and was already a case of where do you want to work? And the options were there to pick up. But today, I met a young lady recently, and I said to her, oh, school is soon over. When are you going for service? Say, ma, service year? We are not sure yet. Actually, 2 sets ago are still waiting to go. And I'm saying to myself, so 2 sets before you are still waiting to go. You don't even know when you are going to go for your youth corps. And then the rule is you don't get a job until you have served. When are you going to get the job? And I looked at her, and I looked at her honestly with so much pity in my mind. But that's today's reality. You finish second. I spoke to a young lady yesterday. She's in her early 30s, and then she's in uni. And I said, what happened? You had this long gap year. I said, ma'am, for 6 years, I was writing JAMB again. And somebody advised me and said, you know what, stop writing JAMB, go to NCE, get a teacher's certificate, and then move on. That's today's reality. And the fact that she finishes school does not guarantee that she's going to get a job. That is today's reality, unfortunately. So what do we do? We have 2 choices. We can choose to live in denial. That's the ostrich style. Put our heads in the sand and assume everything will go well. I would get old. God will take care of me. Like somebody said to me, the God that made the mouth will feed the mouth. Or you can confront the reality like the lion style and take a decision. Now the question is this: what will it be? Will you live in denial, or will you confront reality? Now let's look at industries today. We have the National Football League, we have the music industry, the video gaming industry, the movie industry, organic products industry, network marketing industry. Those are the top 6 industries today. It's actually worse now. I was looking for Google's statistics for 2018, 2019, and it wasn't out yet, but at least I still got 2012 and 2013. And I looked at those figures, and I'm sharing them with you. You can see my screen. The Football League, with all the who's and holler and all the I'm Man U, I'm Chelsea, nets in a year $9.5 billion. That's huge, I agree. And in the 2 years in comparison here, it's been constant. The music industry went from $16.5 billion to 15. So it slid down a bit, but I can tell you without thinking, it's gone worse. Why? More people today are no longer looking for CDs and tapes to buy. Everybody now has an app on their phone that they can subscribe to and play endlessly whatever music they want to. And those who will not even do that will go to YouTube and listen to this music for free. So income from the music industry is going down by the day. Video gaming. For all of us that have children at home, we know what video game is all about. It was 67 billion in 2012. 2013 was 76 billion, and I know it's gone up. With the pandemic, I know it's climbed up again because more children are home looking for more games to play, and they don't care. They're ready to pay anything to play video games. Movie industry went from 88 billion to 80 billion to 88 billion. Organic products went from 91 billion and had a little slide downwards to 90 billion. And the network marketing industry went from 167 billion to 178 billion. And that caught my attention. And I'm looking at it and saying, you almost can add the first 4-5 industries together to get the income from this one industry. Now, let me give you my background. I'm that one child that does not believe in anything outside my 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. That's what my parents did. That's what my sisters are doing. And so for me, that is what I ought to be doing. I recall some time back, if somebody I respect so much will say, you should get into entrepreneurship. And I will answer immediately, all of us cannot be businessmen and women. Some of us will be in the support. And I will say with all the pride and all the airs, Some of us will be in the support. All of us cannot be business moguls. Some of us will provide the administrative setup that they need. And I will say all the English I need to master. But then one day my husband said to me, have you noticed that there's no rich man in the world that is not selling something? And I kept quiet for a moment. I didn't know where he was going, but I was like, Said, name one rich man and I'll tell you what they sell. And that caught my attention. So I began to come down very carefully from my high horse of, I don't do business. I don't do entrepreneurship. I don't do sales. I began to step down gradually from that ladder, realizing that I was only boasting in ignorance. And sometime back, a dear friend of mine introduced me to this industry. And I said to him, network marketing, look at me head to toe. Do I look like a Ponzi person to you? I'm sure I probably felt insulted. I said, please never in your life ever mention anything like that to me again. And then the day I saw the statistics and I said, wow, you mean is a $100-something billion industry I was throwing away? And I wondered, all the other industries, where are they? They didn't even feature in the first 6 industries, and that caught my attention. If you have been like me, and I did it with all the pride and all the airs, today, just come on a plain note and just listen to me without bias, and let's come to an agreement together. Now, when you are doing Zoom, you almost feel like you're talking to yourself, but as I see your faces and I know you are there together with me. So, again, another industry I want to compare with is the franchising. One of the times when I thought about veering off into entrepreneurship, when I began to step from my high horse, I began to eye the franchise businesses. So I looked at in Nigeria, I talk about the Mr. Biggs. Now Domino's has taken over the Cold Stone. McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, all of the industry, the franchising businesses. But I realized, number one, the seed capital is very high. You pay to get the franchise. You pay to get trained in the way they do things. You pay to set up your company, your office, just the way theirs looks like. You must be a direct copy. So seed capital is very high. And of course, working capital is high. You cannot start and build gradually. You must start from what they call their minimum. And the risk is very high, because the fact that you are opening up a Domino or a Cold Stone does not mean that you make profit. Yes, it's a known name. You've paid for the name. You've bought into the name. You've set up everything like Domino. Nobody knows it's not their original, but then it does not even guarantee that you will succeed. So the risk is very high. And like every other business, your break-even point is between 2 to 5 years. Until you have crossed that 5-year mark, like every other business, you cannot say that you are in business. And the control is very high, because you must do things their way. I compare it with network marketing. Seed capital is low. Working capital is near zero. The risk is actually not negotiable, is totally zero. There is no risk in it. Negligible, I was going to write there, but it's totally zero. Break-even point is immediate and the control is low. Now, the problem when you're comparing these two industries is this. For the network marketing industry, because the control is low, you can fail very easily, because you must be one person who is able to motivate yourself and keep yourself going to succeed in that business. If you are that person that somebody must prop you, somebody must cajole you, somebody must talk to you, you might find it a bit difficult to sustain that business. However, because it's zero risk, you might say, well, I already have my money's worth anyway. But the beautiful thing about that business line is this: whenever you wake up is your morning. And I'm hoping by end of today, somebody here will wake up. So what's my submission? The truth is this: life has moved. Look at these 3 cups. I will call this A, I call this B, and I call this C. If you think the average person is probably here, the cup on the green. Because we're just there, forgetting that life has moved. We are there and we are collecting the mist from the waterfall. Because all that we were taught is work, go to school, get a job, work, and retire. And everything has moved. All the cup will collect is the mist from the flowing river. Some of us are here on the upper, now that's right, upper right hand of the screen, and you are there and you're like, okay, I'll just stay here. I don't want to plunge in. I know I should do entrepreneurship. Let me think of franchising. Let me think of starting a business. Let me think of opening a shop. And we're here. But you and I know that if you want your cup to fill up, the best and the right place to be is at the bottom right corner. Why? You are right at the base where the water is. There is no way water will not fill that cup in a jiffy as long as the water is flowing. And if you want to actually do it right, you can actually move your cup right to the middle. I was trying to move it right to the middle when my screen said I can't edit while showing it. So I'm going to just do that and I'll show you what I have done. You can just right away move your screen, your cup right to the bottom and just collect it all. And I'm hoping that somebody will move his or her cup to this bottom and collect it all today. So why am I talking about network marketing today? What's the benefit? Number one, it gives you access to meet people, to socialize with people, and that's why I'm meeting you today. It's flexible work schedules. You can work at your time. It's a very beautiful way of earning extra income without much of a stress. It's a good way to start your business, and I would explain. You have no requirement for educational, for work experience, so you have zero entry barrier, which is why some people have problems with it. It's open to everybody from every age group. You're never too old to start or too young to start. And you can enjoy training and support from the company. And as you are being trained and being supported, you are earning while you are learning. And the truth of the matter is this: it's one industry that till today produces the highest number of millionaires world over. Google it and check it out. It produces the highest number of millionaires globally till today. And the thing is this: a lot of us don't like that industry. If you're like me, I never did, for only one reason. It's too simple. It's like, we love things that are tough. I mean, for me to be a doctor, I go to school, I go through all the rigors of it. I'll tell you, do you know what I even did to pass the JAMB? Do you know what I did to get into school? Do you know what the school fees was? And we can boast of it. But network marketing isn't like that. The truth is this: in every profession, there is a business side. Now, so you can be a doctor, but you can be a businessman who is a doctor. You can be an accountant, but there's also a business side to accounting. In every profession that we're in, you can just be a worker 9 to 5 or develop a business alongside it. Now, before I go a step further, let me back up a bit in my story to tell you why I plunged into this. So somebody spoke to me about 2010 or so about this business. I threw him out of my office. Somebody came again to me later and talked to me about the business, and I said, I don't get into such nonsense. Don't come near me with it. But about 6 years ago or 5, I got a call from my dear friend, and she calls me Ore Omoya, which is like a family if we are a Yoruba person, and says, my father is ill and I've been called upon. She's not in Nigeria, she's based outside the country. I said, please, can you visit my father for me? And I'm like, your father is very ill. They called you in the US. They want me to go and visit. I would go there, I will pray, I will empathize, but I will not do more. I think it's better I send my driver with the doctor to go and see your father. And I did. My driver got there with the doctor. I called them, so we are there, ma, we will soon see daddy. And that was fine by me. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and nobody was getting back to me. So I got a bit uncomfortable and I began to call. And when my driver picked the call, he began to laugh. And I'm wondering, you're supposed to go see a sick man. You are laughing. What's the joke? Anyway, since you are laughing, that means it's all good news. So, said, man, we'll call you when we are done. I said, okay, no problem. Since I can hear everybody laughing and chatting at the background, then that means all is well. So I left it. Much later, the doctor calls me and says to me, Madam, Baba is fine, but Baba says he wants to die. I'm like, did I hear right? Clean my ears and ask myself, did I actually hear right? I said, no, what did you say? He said, yes, Baba says he wants to die. So for 3 years, for 3 days, an 80-something-year-old man hadn't eaten. So I'm like, what? Of course, maybe my driver came back and I closed at work. I jumped into the car and rushed to Baba's house. And I got there and I said, Daddy, what's going on? And he says to me, my darling, my pension is 11,000. If your friend does not send money home, I can't feed. So and so has just lost his job. They come here every day and they feed you in the house. So and so person does not have a job. They come here every day, they feed in the house. At least if I go, there'll be -1 mouth to worry about. So the supplement you give to me every month, even my salary cannot buy it. So at least if I leave the scene, you guys will have enough money to take care of your younger ones. And that you cannot die, God forbid. He said, what is God forbid? It is something, am I not old enough to go? It's time to go. And it occurred to me, like if Baba had a job, a business that was bringing him money every day without lifting his finger, he would not have been praying to die. If Baba had a business that he can pick up his call and call an agent and say, get me a ticket, I want to go to Las Vegas tomorrow, without thinking of cost, Baba will not be praying to die. Now, the truth is this, ladies and gentlemen, in case there's any man on this call, we all pray for long life. All of us. There's nobody here that would pray that when I'm 50, let me go. Nobody. We all pray for long life. The retirement age is 60. After 60, nobody knows when the journey will end. So from 0 to 25, you know you are in school. From 25 to 60, you know you are working. From 60 to what? You don't know how long that would be. You're going to be dependent on an income. What will that income be? Will be like my father's friend, waiting for my friend and all of us to send money? Or will you activate for yourself passive income? If God keeps you for 90 years, that means from 60 to 90, that's 30 good years of looking for what to depend on. And that day I said to myself, the time to activate passive income is now. Warren Buffett said, if you cannot earn money while you are sleeping, you will work until you die. So I asked myself, what I'm doing now, can it bring me money while I'm sleeping? Now I've invested in stocks. We all know what happens in the stock market. But the fact that the company declares profit does not mean they will pay dividend. They can declare profit and tell you, in view of the ongoing expansion, we cannot pay dividend, and nobody will hold them. So I asked myself, how do I activate residual income? So ask yourself that. When you retire at 60 or 65, let me even give you 70, and you live to 90 or 100, what will you live on? Food for thought, but let's go on. So when you are thinking of getting into entrepreneurship and you are thinking of the network marketing model, for basic reasons, number 1, entry is low. Number 2, risk is 0. Number 3, you can learn while you earn. Number 4, it's willable, and it's actually residual income. You earn without doing any additional thing at a particular level. 4 things to think of when you're taking up that choice. Number 1 is the company. Number 2 is the product. Number 3 is the compensation plan. And number 4 is the support system. And I want to ask myself, why have I chosen the platform I'm talking to you about today, which is Long Reach Bioscience? Why have I taken this company as my choice? So I've taken network marketing as my entrepreneurial journey. Why am I choosing Long Reach as my company to partner with? The truth is this, as of today, there are about 3,000 companies in network marketing. Maybe I want to stop here and ask us and tell us the truth. Now, after that story with that man and I started thinking about what to do with myself. I was in my office one day, my banker from one of the popular banks came to see me and said, ma'am, we have a new product and we want you to come on board the product. They all know I love tech. Anything technology, I'm there. So I said, okay, why not? So you will use your phone. You don't need to carry your ATM card because I know I lose them easily. So for me, that was good. And said, pick your phone. Let me sign you up for this product. And I was happy. And he signed me up. And the next text I got was from the company saying, welcome to so and so platform. Your code is so and so. Refer 150 people with this code and you win a trip to Dubai. And I'm saying, what? So I told him, I said, you're not well. So I should go and market your business for you. So I get a trip to Dubai. Dubai that I've not gone before. And he said to me that day, said, man, we have had this product for so long, but nobody is buying into it. If you share your experience with them and they buy into it, we will reward you. Hello, that is nothing but network marketing. After that, another banker called me and said, ma'am, you have an exclusive account with us. I said, yes, I do. He said, ma'am, can you refer 10 of your friends to open an exclusive account and we'll give you an iPad? I'm like, you're not well. iPad, I can sell iPad to you the way I am. But why will you give me iPad? I said, ma'am, because people are not opening this account again. But if you tell your friends and you tell them the benefits, they will open the account and will reward you. Ladies and gentlemen, what is that? But network marketing. Network marketing has become the in thing today. Everybody is in it. And I'm sure you are also in it. Now, whether you are now making money from it or doing it for free, another story. Let me ask you, have you not referred anybody to your tailor before? Have you not referred anybody to your hairdresser before? Have you not referred anybody to a perfumery before? Or your friend is traveling to Dubai, say, oh, when you get to Dubai, there's a place I go to shop. There are things that are cheap. Have you done that before? If you have, you are a network marketer. The only difference is that you are not earning for it. You are only referring for free. I'm calling you this afternoon. Let's stop referring for free. Let's referring for money. So why Long Reach Bioscience? My reason is simple. Number one, the company is chaired by Mr. Zuziwe. I mean, that's my picture with him in China last year. I met him personally last year. And in all honesty, when I came back, the first thing I said to everybody that cared to hear is I found a man of vision. He's not thinking 5 years or 10 years. He's thinking 50 years and 100 years. He's thinking, when I'm dead and gone, what will the world need and how will we be able to provide it? And he said something, which is a quote I want to read to us. He says, many of us have a dream to become successful in business. However, most of us have failed to find a good business platform, and then we end up being disappointed. I was there. I was in a company before that I left disappointed. He says, Long Reach Business Plan offers you a platform for millions to realize their dreams, but they will succeed if they turn the dream into persistent pursuit on this platform. So for the next 1 minute, sit back and watch a video of the company. So that is a brief of the company. I want to save our time and our data, so I cut the video short. Though it's just about 2 minutes, but I chose to cut it short so that we can move on. So that's the company. Number two reason why I would say, now you've seen the company, you've seen the size. It's not photo trick. I was there personally last year. We had to drive, even to move around the company, we actually had to go in a vehicle. So yes, over 3,000 companies are in network marketing. Why this company? You've seen them for size. They're not just a manufacturing company or a network marketing company. No, they actually manufacture for other companies, the Tesco's of this world, the Marks and Spencer, GSK, Unilever, Estee Lauder, Avon, Elizabeth Arden, Adidas. They are all clients to Longreach. They produce for them. Number two reason, their compensation plan is unique. What the company did was to cut off the challenges of the other compensation plans and bring out a robust plan for you and I to work with. So there's minimum entry level. Your points never flush. You never have to start from ground zero, even if you go on a break of 1 year. There's no mandatory auto ship, which was what chased me from the former company. You don't have to buy products every month so that you can earn. There's a shareholding structure for VIPs, which I love. They pay your bonus to your personal account, not to an upline or an agent or give it to you in form of product. They pay your cash in your account, and they give you an opportunity to partner and diversify with them. There are 5 main categories of products: personal care, health supplements, super clean range of sanitary products, the energy series, and the beauty products. So what am I asking you to do today? Switch your brand. Start your day by brushing your teeth with Longreach toothpaste. Take a cup or 2 of water from our pie cup. Have your bath with our body wash or bamboo soap. Moisturize your body with our Surge cream. Use a roll-on by using morning dew. Every day, the lady needs the panty liner, so we have the super clean liner for you. And when the monthly flow comes, the super clean sanitary pad comes to the rescue. As we age, we need supplements. So you have berry oil, you have Arthro, you have Mengen as ladies to the rescue. And as the day goes on, I need to freshen your breath, the mouth freshener comes on. And when the back hurts, we have the energy shoe and the energy necklace. On my salon days, the shampoo and the conditioner are there. When my hair is cotton, snake oil is there for me. When I have arthritis, Arthro and calcium does the trick. So my question is, who does not need Longreach? Have you had your birth today? We have a product for you. Have you brushed your teeth? We have a product for you. Have you used a roll-on? We have a product for you. Are you wearing a liner or a pad? We have it for you. All we are asking you to do is simple: switch your brand. And it's something everybody on this call can do. Everybody can do it. So what next? I'm asking you to come on board because it's a very seamless process. There's no registration fee required. Choose your product, make payment to the company, send the list of the products that you paid for, and all we need from you is your name, your date of birth, your gender, your phone number, your location, and the bank details. And with those 6 things, you will get a code and you are automatically a Longreach partner. What are the entry levels like? We have basically 5, but we have a 6th one that we call the Students Pack: Q Silver, Silver, Gold, Platinum, and VIP. The difference in all of that is the points, the PVs you get. And the amount is relative. You can do Q Silver with 30,000 Naira or 36,000 Naira or 40,000 Naira. Depends on the products you choose. You are not forced to take any particular product. Choose your product, make payment, and come on board. What do I get and how do I move on? As a partner, you get a code that opens you to the world of opportunities on the platform. And all we're asking you to do is this: invite 3 people to do the same thing. And as you invite 3 who invites their 3, you build a community of users, you grow, and you earn. I love this quote from Richard Branson as I'm coming to a close. It says, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity and you are not sure you can do it, say yes, then learn to do it later. So if you're not even sure you can do this business, You're not sure you can make a success out of it. I'm asking you to say yes and learn to do it later. In 5 years, there'll be 2 categories of people on this call. Those who wish they took the step today and those who are glad they took the step. Which one will you be? I will tell you the story of my cousin, and I'm almost done. In 2015, 2014, yes, he came on board this platform and everybody thought it was a joke. At this time, he was out of job. He was a graduate, but then he tried his hands on spare parts selling. It didn't work. He started up with the selling recharge cards in bulk, printing and selling, being an agent for the telco companies. And he was doing very well. He was becoming a big guy there. Then he got duped and he was back to ground zero. And he got back to the point where family would contribute money for him to pay his rent. When he was going to get married, it was an evening mass he went to, so that he did not feed anybody, did not invite anybody. Him and his wife went to the court, and then they went to the evening mass, and Reverend Father prayed for them, and that was it. 6 years after, last week, he celebrated his 6th year on the journey. Today, he's not just a household owner. He owns a house in the United States of America. He's not just a graduate. Today, he's running his master's degree in Ireland, Courtesy Longreach. He's not just a millionaire. He's a millionaire every week on the Nigerian market. What he did, you can do. What you can do, everybody can do. So would you wish in 5 years that you took this step, or will you be glad that you took this step? The choice is yours. I will leave you with the words from this lady. Please listen.
Hi, my name is Chineye James Effiong. I am a 2-star director with Longreach Bioscience International. I worked in the banking industry for 14 good years, and July last year, I voluntarily took a bow. I resigned from the banking industry to pursue my dreams. My journey with Longreach Bioscience International started less than 4 years ago. It was a bright Monday morning when I went to drop off my child in the school at the time. I met this wonderful lady that I had known some years before, but this time she was completely transformed. So I got very curious as to what caused this uncommon transformation in her. She told me she had a business opportunity to introduce me to, and I invited her over. When she came and she told me, "Have you heard about Longreach Bioscience International?" I was disappointed. Why? Because I felt that network marketing was not my thing. I thought that I would need to be running around with products. I thought that it was beneath me. And I thought that with my tasking job, that I wouldn't have the time to pursue it. But guess what? At that time in my life, I knew I needed more. With the difficulties and challenges that is characterized in the banking industry, everybody needs another source of income. We saw people being laid off, our friends were laid off, and then I hardly had time to do the things that I love to do. So I realized that I needed to take this opportunity. Even though I was well paid, I realized that my salary was never enough to take care of the ever-piling expenses. With my husband as a lecturer and myself as a banker, putting our salaries together, we had bills piling up, and we realized that even before the salaries came, the salaries were gone, finished. And so I needed to augment our salary with this plan B. So when she went further to tell me how exactly this business works, I decided to go and do my own research myself. I went home and sat with my husband. We had a long discussion about the subject. We did our own research, and we realized that network marketing and Longreach was nothing that we thought it was. That was when we realized that this industry is a legitimate business, a profession, just like every other profession. And then we realized that this was the only kind of business that we could do at that time that would give us the kind of breakthrough and the kind of mileage we needed in our finances. And that was how, as a family, we decided to start this Longreach business immediately. So the very next day, we picked one of the packages, and we started as a family. 4 years down the line, I moved from a salary-dependent employee to a 7-figure weekly earner. I mean, I watched my long-reach income move from 5 digits to 6 digits until it grew to over $1 million a week. I now saw that my salary became a mess because my income from long-reach became 4 times more than what I was earning in a month as my monthly salary as a banker. Permit me to tell us that I was not poorly paid in the bank because I worked in several job functions, including the enviable rank of a branch manager in the bank. On the wings of the Long-Reach Bioscience platform, I can tell you that we are truly financially free. We were able to build strong financial structures from the monies we were making weekly from our Long-Reach business. We have traveled to several countries of the world. We have gotten nothing less than 40 slots of international trips. We've gone to amazing places like China, USA, etc. We've gotten 6 cars. In a space of 3 years, we already got 6 cars. Now, even our children also are car owners with Long-Reach Bioscience International. Our children's school fees is no more a prayer point in our home. Before we joined Long-Reach, it will be, oh Lord, please provide money for school fees for the children. Ladies and gentlemen, today, our children pay their school fees with their own weekly income from Long-Reach. As soon as it is resumption time, we go transfer money into the school account. So these children already have income line created for them early in life because we brought them into the Long-Reach business with us. Our children all have scholarship slots to study in the amazing Suzhou University, China's Harvard. I have also gotten 2 slots of scholarship. I also am entitled to an executive MBA with Regis University, USA. On the wings of this Long-Reach Bioscience platform, we have gotten house fund to the tune of 25 million naira. We've gotten several other amazing benefits. I must say that this journey wasn't totally rosy or a walk in the park. It came with its own challenges, just like every other thing that is worth the while would come with its challenges. But I figured that if I was already doing a highly tasking job, I could task myself with a little patience, persistence, consistency, and focus. I realized that I would definitely hit my mark. And that was exactly what happened. I put in the work, I put in the effort, combining this side by side with my already tasking job. I was able to hit the rank of a star director doing this business part-time. I was able to achieve all of those things I have told you doing this business part-time. This says that it is doable because I believe that what is possible for one is possible for all. And so this led me to the level where we finally, as a family, had to get to that point where we had options. And we asked ourselves, do we still want to work or not? So I got to the point finally where I put in my resignation after 14 years of meritorious service in the banking industry. Today, I can say I'm financially free. I'm free also to have the time to do the things that I love to do, to be with my family, to be with people wherever I want to be part-time, to live life at my own terms and at my own design. I think this is the beauty of life, being able to impact life, telling people that there is a way, and indeed there is a better way, to make extra income doing what you're doing without interrupting your primary job or your primary business. It is possible to make extra money, to make alternative income, partnering with Long-Reach Bioscience International.
So, It's possible. There are empty chairs here. Will you be one of the people that will fit in? Or will you come back in 5 years and wish you took a seat? Thank you once again for having me on this timeout. I'm open to take questions. I'm open to answer whatever questions that you have, but I would sincerely love to welcome you on board Longreach. God bless you. Over to you, Antinike. Is it only me? I can't seem to hear you. You're muted, but we can't get volume from your end. Madam Stella, are you there? Do we have questions in the house? If I see anybody's hand with a question or question in the chat room, I'll be open to taking your questions. Any questions? If I see questions in the chat room, I'm looking at the chat room, or I can see your hand, I'll be happy to unmute you. Okay, ma'am, you're unmuted, ma'am. Please unmute yourself. I've unmuted you from here.
Okay, sorry. Just got that now. Good afternoon, ladies.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Grace. You did a real good job. The introductory part was very, very interesting, and it could always drag someone to come in. I enjoyed that. The only thing I want to ask about bringing in 3 people, will that suffice? Bringing 3 people into the group, and then I start growing up. You said 3, you buy 3 when you become a partner. I'm supposed to bring in 3 people. Will that suffice after bringing in 3 people and then I let it go? Or I could bring other people. For example, if I bring in 3 people and I have others who wanted to come, will it be okay? How do you put the line? Because I know you have to put the line. They say your upliner and all that stuff, you know, what they call it.
Yes.
So that's just what I want to know. Thank you.
Ma'am. Thank you very much. I'll break that down for you very clearly.
Please, thank you.
So I will again share my slide to show you how it runs.
Okay.
So I think I have that slide there. Yes, this slide shows you how it runs. Okay, so where are you? Okay, so that's you up there. When you come in, the maximum number of legs you can have is 3. That's to say, bring in 3 legs. But that does not mean that's all you do. Sincerely, I will tell you from personal experience, when I came on board, I didn't know any better. So I came on board, my husband also came on board, and I had 2 friends that joined me. But as I grew in the business, today I'm at Diamond 5, I realized that if I knew, and which is what I preach to people now, if you can, when you come in, please put your family, your spouse, your children as your first 3. And I'll tell you why. In this journey, you always bring in people. These 3 slots, no matter who is in your organization, will go through 1, 2, or 3. And my example here was my cousin. Recently, about 2 years ago, no, last year, 2020, okay, so that's 2018. The children went for their PTA, and the school was talking about increasing school fees. And the daughter looked at the mom and said, "Ma'am, why are the parents complaining? The money in my account can pay these school fees." Why would she say that? Because when my cousin signed up, he had his wife here, his son, and his daughter. So whatever happens in his tree, one of these 3 people gets to earn. So my immediate advice, if you can, is come on board and bring your family immediately. However, anytime you join the business, people will always join you. You can, I mean, I don't know how many people I've brought on board. I have a team of over 1,000 people. I don't know how many people came through me, maybe 30, maybe 50, but everybody please keeps going on. So, sorry, just a second. I think I unmuted everybody. So I think you should just try and unmute yourself. Antonike, I think you are a co-host. Okay, yes, you're a co-host now, so you can actually moderate and unmute. So,
okay, thank you, ma'am.
You can bring in your 3 and just tell your 3 to bring in their 3.
To bring in other people. Okay.
Yes, and as people come on board, the company keeps recognizing the fact that they came through you, and you keep earning.
Okay, okay. So if those 3 people come with another 3, 4, it will still come under me.
It's still under you, and
okay.
The company keeps appreciating you for it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's just that. Thank you so much.
A pleasure, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for that. Do we have any other question? Any other question? We have a WhatsApp group, iFlyers. Please, if you have any question, you are free to send in your question on that WhatsApp group. It's still open. Any question, and we'll keep sending more information about the business. I want to really appreciate you for coming for this business opportunity meeting. And should I use the word teacher? Because she's actually a teacher. She has taught us.
Yes, she actually did that. She did.
Taught us a whole lot. And I want to plead with you. We are in a new normal. I don't want you to see this opportunity and just let it slip by. You told us some seats. I want you to find it yet. Don't allow this business opportunity to slip by you. I know you've heard about so many things about network marketing. You've heard so many things about I know you've heard so many negative things about network marketing. I want you to renew your mind. Network marketing is actually a profession. And I want you to renew your mind and see, okay, if people succeeded in this a particular network marketing business, it means I can also succeed. All I need is to say, okay, where are the stones laid? Just tell me where the stones are laid. I put my leg and I succeed. I walk on the waters that seems impossible. We are here to help you. And like she always say, she will always tell you, it's together that we win. This business is not a selfish business. If Madam Umede, am I correct?
Umude, U-M-U-D, Miss.
Umude, sorry. Umude, thank you so much. If she has, if she knows about 50 people, she cannot put the 50 people under her as in you, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. Whether you like it or not, it's a system. It's just you, 1, 2, 3 people under you. The 4th person you know, it's a must. You put them under your 3rd person. You put them under your 3rd person. So please, it's highly important. It's highly important to come on board. I want to encourage you. This new normal is highly important to take advantage of this new normal and do this business. Thank you once again. Thank you so much. We'll be having another meeting by 6 p.m. today. A staff director will be talking today. Please, I want to encourage you. We'll send the poster on. Join us, and you'll be glad you did. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for honoring this invite. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
God bless you too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Oluwayomi.